Hello everyone and welcome to the track guide for Summit Point in the Mustang GT4 for the Mustang Challenge. This week lap times are going to range from 12.7 to 13. That's a good lap time around here. I'll go ahead, I'll give you a flying lap, and then we will get right into the breakdown. See you on the other side.
Hit the fastest lap.
All right, let's get into it. So this lap was run on lap 3 of an official race session. Traditionally, you would start out a little bit further to the left. I am trying to break the toe from a driver behind, but you will see me walk back over to the left to get set up for corner 1. Okay, so we're going to start by walking our way back to the left here, and we're going to put our tires right on this white line. And we're going to brake right around the 4 marker here. You can push it a little bit beyond that, but really no further than, say, 3.5 here. And as we approach this corner, we're going to see a piece of tarmac that has been repaved. And this is the line in that we are aiming to follow. So we're nearly at 100% pressure, if not reaching 100% pressure. You've got downforce on the car already just from the speed that it's carrying. So as you get into the brakes, you can get into it really, really hard without ABS locking up. And as we enter this section here that you can see just right off the nose of the car where it's been repaved, we're going to start releasing our brake pedal to trail brake down into the apex. Now you want to remain about a foot to 2 feet off of the apex here. Any amount of curb that you hit, or even there's a bump at the apex here as well, will unsettle the car just a little bit, and it becomes really hard to get the throttle down in this particular corner. And so we set this car up now to take a really tight exit. The further out you are, the further you're going to wash out in this corner. You want to aim to have your left side tires on this repaved patch, and then your right side tires just tucked in right under this. And you'll see me shift into second here, and that will just enable us to get the throttle down a little bit sooner than had we just remained in first. And this is simply to minimize wheel spin. Any amount of wheel spin here at Summit Point this week will kill any amount of lap time to the tune of 1/10 to 2/10 per corner if you even think about letting the tires slip. We just want to straighten up as quick as possible, get that power down. And then as we come up to this left-hander here, we're going to use this exit road here on the right, the first one, not the second one, but the first one. You can start braking here, just brake lightly, or halfway through. If you're really needing to push it, you can use the end of this exit road. However, just know that the car is going to be a little bit unstable, and you're really going to have to trail off really well through here. So best to just err on the side of caution, start braking lightly when you hit this exit road here. And it's quite an early turn-in. There's a little bit of camber here, and you can use that to your advantage. It is not advantageous to put more than 2 to 3 inches of the tire here on this curbing. You'll see me most likely clip it. But your aim is to hold throttle off until you know that you don't have to take it out again through here. It is really easy to wind up in this gravel trap over here, and it's also really easy to get any amount of wheel spin if the wheel is not perfectly straight. And then we want to minimize the amount of distance that we use through here. We'll use all of this road here on the left-hand side. And then setting up for this right-hander, you're going to lift out quite early. I know in some other cars you can take this flat, especially in slower cars, the Miata, the GR86. Anything with any amount of downforce should be able to take this flat. However, this is a heavy car with a decent amount of power. So you'll start braking right around here. Get it tucked in. You don't want to touch the curb at all. In fact, err on the side of caution and just, put it a foot off. And then as you come through, you're going to roll in the brakes a little bit harder just to slow down for this left-hander here. Get all the way over to the right-hand side of the track and set it up so that you can get your left side tires on this curbing or at least on the repaved section of this left-hander. There's a big bump right about here as you drop down off of the curbing. This is a good place for you to set your throttle on marker. And again, you want your right side tires on this repaved patch and your left side tires off of that to set up for the widest entry that you can into this right-hander that's off screen currently. But you'll see that here in a second. Just give it a little squirt of throttle and then set up a little bit left of mid. You can get all the way out here, but you're getting diminishing returns at some point, and people potentially have the chance to sneak it up the inside if they got a better run out of the last corner than you did. Again, we're following the repave section here. Again, with the left side tire on the repave and the right side tires off of the repave. And as you come in here, you're just balancing the throttle just enough to get this car to apex this right-hand side curbing and open up the entry into the left-hander here. You're just trying to carry as much speed as you possibly can, but there's no braking, and you're only modulating the throttle to help you rotate the vehicle. And you can take a little bit of the grass here. You can see some of the tire marks already. Don't take more than the center line of the vehicle, or else you'll get an off track here. And if you're on throttle too much over this, you can really unsettle the car and throw it a little bit further to the left. And then just get set up as close as you can to the left-hand side. And then it's a deceptively early turn-in. There is camber here, and then it flattens out considerably. But your aim is to put your right side tires just slightly on the curbing here. Any more and it'll unsettle the car. But again, you're just balancing the car. You may need a little lift to help this car rotate down and in. Otherwise, this is the problem corner for most people where it gives them the most understeer. Throttle on at the apex. Make it as wide as you can with the wheel as straight as you can. And then you're looking for this little patch of gray tarmac here that is worn away. You can also see this here where someone has put their tires in the dirt. I believe this is a stock asset and not something done by a driver in the session. But you're looking to brake about 10 meters prior to that, maybe right around here. And then a really early turn in just to get the car set up here. And throttle on, drag it all the way out with the wheel as straight as you can. And that is a lap around Summit Point. We'll show a little bit of footage from the outside of the car while we talk about our outro. If you guys have questions, please reach out on the Mustang Challenge Community Discord. I will post the link in the description below. You can join us. It's a really great group of guys, super helpful. And pretty much everyone who's running in the Strength of Field races on Monday will be in that Discord. We can make a follow-up video if you think that you need more information on how to navigate a certain corner or other issues you may be having here at Summit Point. Additionally, I offer coaching for drivers up to 4K. I suppose if you're past that, you're more than welcome to work with me if you're really struggling at a track, but I can only promise speed up to about 4,000. This coaching is offered free of charge to anybody in the Mustang Challenge Discord. It's not an offer you'll find really anywhere else, and I can't claim to be the best, but I can help make you quicker if you are struggling in this series. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please give it a like and subscribe if you do find this helpful, and we hope to see you on track here soon.